Hey everybody, the last line of your cruise. How sad are we about that? Just want to give you some tips of what you can expect or what you can do to make your disembarkation smoother. So, just a couple of things to remember is when you go to the main dining room tonight, this will be the last time that you see your wait staff. So, your servers, this is the opportunity for you to thank them for the service they've given you throughout the week. And if you would like, it's not a requirement by any means, to give them a tip in cash um, for excellent service, then this is the time that you need to do it when you're saying your final goodbyes to them. Also, you should know that um, filling out the survey and mentioning their names or mentioning them by names, this is how they get their promotions. This is how they get their raises. So we want to make sure that you fill out this survey. This is also your opportunity to tell Royal Caribbean the things you like and the things that you don't like about your cruise. So make sure you take the time. Actually, as a rule of thumb for us, I wouldn't say a rule of thumb, but just what we do is as we're waiting in the airport on our way home the same day or the next day, we've already received or we will receive that survey. So you're sitting in the airport trying to figure out what to do anyway. Take a moment and fill out this survey. But be honest. I would also encourage you, just a little tip here, is to take a picture of your table number with your servers' names so you can mention them by name. You could also take pictures of their name tags. We do this a lot as well. Okay, just another thing to keep in mind is a few days before your last day, you'll receive this information in your stateroom. And take a moment to read this. This gives you all the tips that you need to know for a smooth disembarkation from the ship. So make sure that you read exactly what it tells you to do. You're also going to see these number tags, okay? These green or whatever color tags that you receive have a number on them. And what that number means is this is telling you, if you flip on the back of the paper, you're going to see here a list of times and a list of numbers. These numbers correspond to when you have to disembark the ship. So for us, our tags are 10. And so you can see here that we need to, by 7:30 a.m., be at the Coral Theater, Deck 5. This is when we're going to disembark our ship. Now, what you do is when you get these papers is you're going to fill this out. You'll see I filled this out. And then on the back of it, you'll see here, I've got at the very bottom with an arrow, kind of telling us exactly what to do here. It says to remove this portion only. So what you'll do is you will remove this and you're going to take this tag right here and you're going to peel it off, okay? Just on the end, not the rest of it, okay? So you're just going to pull off this bottom. You're going to slide it through, and you can see I already have this one done here. I've slid this through the handle of my suitcase, and then I attach it at the end. Notice here where I left the remainder tag, so it's not all sticky on my handle. We don't want that sticky on our handle. And so then you'll also see at the end of this, you have a number at the very bottom, the little tiny number 10. If you want to put that on your paper that you received or something, so you remember what number you are, because A, that tells you what time you have to be off the ship, and B, once you get into the cruise terminal, this is where you're going to find the sections, and your luggage is set out by numbers. So you'll go to number 10, and you will collect your luggage. Now, please make sure that you read and make sure you've picked up your luggage. There's been more than one person who's accidentally picked up the incorrect luggage. You don't want to be that person. It creates a big mess. Secondly, I would also suggest that you use a porter. Now, porters are not requirements. They are something you can obviously handle your own luggage. But to be honest, we never used to use porters until one time we did, and we found out how convenient it is. They grab your luggage, they put it on their little luggage cart, and they walk you right out the door. It makes their process quicker, faster, and smoother because you're not shoving, pushing, pulling, grabbing luggage. And really, you only have to tip them as a courtesy about $3 a bag. So if you just have a couple bags, that's only $6, and they get you out much quicker. So it's a great little tip to use the porters. The next thing we want to talk about is making sure that once you get this luggage tag on here, then you're going to set your luggage outside your door. Now, this could be like 10, 11 o'clock. I called it a boat. It is never a boat, guys. It is a ship. So each ship has their own times maybe. So it's usually about 10, 11 o'clock. So you want to make sure that all your luggage is outside your door by that time. It's very important that you remember, or once this luggage goes out your door, you do not have access to it once they pick it up until you disembark the ship in the morning and you go through the terminal and you pick up your luggage. So please make sure you have passports, cash, medications, all left in your room. The last most important thing to that little tip to remember is a set of clothes for the next day. More than one person has left the ship in pajamas, Royal Caribbean robes, and slippers. You don't want to be that person. While it's amusing for the rest of us, it's not so amusing for you when you got to walk through the cruise terminal in your PJs because you did not leave an outfit out for the next day. So please make sure you leave out an outfit. Have a small bag, have a backpack. Like I said, you've got some other things you need to make sure that you have in there as well. And make sure that you have everything that you need for that morning because you won't have access to your luggage until you've disembarked the ship. Now, once you disembark the ship, you cannot get back on. So you must make sure you have everything you need prior to walking out that door. Once again, make sure you have everything you need because you are not going to be able to get out that or to get back in the ship to get what you need. The last another tip that I want to give you is this is the last night that you can get any pictures you may want to purchase from the cruise. So what you'll do is you go to the picture people and you pick out the pictures that you want, and this is this is your last chance to get them. You cannot go look at them in the morning. Sometimes you may have to pick some up in the morning if you're getting duplicates or something like that, but for the most part, this is the last chance to get this. So make sure you go and you look at your pictures. You would be surprised how good some of your pictures are going to turn out because you're on vacation. This is usually the most relaxed you are, and your pictures turn out great. And some of the photographers on these boats are phenomenal, as we have seen in our current cruise that we're on. I can't say enough things about the photography staff. So make sure that you go and look at any pictures and you purchase them if you'd like. It's a great memory to have. Now, one of the other things that I will mention is that each picture in the port has the port's name and it has the date and time, or not the time, the date that you're there and what port you were in. So it's a great little souvenir that's personal to the port you were at. So keep that in mind when you're getting off the ship and the photographers are wanting to take your picture and you don't want to, you just want to get, on with your day. You can get some great personal keepsakes for you and your family to have in the future coming down the road. Okay, the last night of your cruise, one of the other things that you want to take care of is making sure that your account is going to be settled appropriately. I highly encourage you to have a credit card or debit card on file prior to your cruise. That way, you really don't have to worry about doing this. But if you don't, you have to go downstairs to customer service, and the lines are usually crazy long. So it's always better if you have one on file, and then it'll automatically charge to that, and you don't have to do anything. But one thing I want to remind you is if you use a debit card, it can be 10 days or longer before they will put a charge on there to make sure that you have money. And then it might take a long time for that to release. So my advice is really not to use a debit card unless you don't have a choice. You're better off to use a credit card so it doesn't affect your money when you're trying to get home and things like that. Also, make sure you contact your bank or your credit card company to let them know that you're traveling and what countries you're going to be in so your charges will go through. Because these will be pending, and it's normally on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a day usually that the bank is not open. And so that is not going to hit for a couple of days. Okay, that's just a few things for you to remember on your last day of your cruise. I'm sure you've had a great time. I'm sure you're going to have a great time being prepared and knowing what to expect. If you have any other questions, please reach out. We'd love to help you.